guys, I am back with another update a little earlier than I anticipated, but I do have some news to share with everybody. I got my hormone test results back. Can't say I understand them. I just got them in an email. We'll discuss them with my doctor when I go back next week. But everything seems to be in the normal range. Now, granted, I know there's different categories for different hormones for different times of the month. So some are normal for one phase, and then the other one's normal for another phase, and I don't know what all that means. So, but I got them back, and they all are within a normal range. I just don't know which normal range is normal. So, anyway, yeah, my cortisol level was up, obviously. I've been in such high stress, and I had a panic attack at the office about 15 minutes, 20 minutes before they took the blood. So I expected that to be a little above normal or out of the normal range, which it was. So that was the results there. I did find something over the weekend that I wanted to share with you guys, and that is, sorry, I feel like I've got something on my face. But anyway, I felt that I needed to share this with you guys, something that I found that has helped me a lot just over the weekend. It's a book. It is by Barry McDonagh, BarryMcDonagh, and it's called Dare. And he talks about a new way to end anxiety and to stop panic attacks. And I've got the audio book, and it's kind of cool because he's Irish and he narrates his book, and I love the Irish accent, so that was an added bonus for me. But anyway, yeah. Silly little tidbit. I love Scottish and Irish accents. So anyway, the book has some pretty amazing techniques in it that I have been putting to practice over the weekend. And I went from not going anywhere unless I absolutely had to forcing myself out, putting these techniques into play and using them. And I made it through Walmart on a Saturday afternoon, grocery shopping with 5 children. I did it. There was some anxiety, but it was manageable, and I was able to get through it. So that was a big, big plus. My husband kind of chuckled because while I was in the store, I was constantly talking to myself, which is one of his techniques, is to talk to yourself. You can say it to yourself, you can say it out loud. I wasn't saying it too loud, but I was saying it loud enough so that my husband heard me, and he was like, don't do that. You know, I don't really care. At this point, if it's working, I don't care what people think. So, hey, if it works, it works. But, so I put it into practice on Sunday morning, and I put it into practice on Sunday night, and I did it. I went through Sunday school, Sunday morning service, and Sunday evening service, and I even sang in the choir in my spot Sunday morning and Sunday night. That is a drastic difference from Wednesday night. I had a panic attack in the foyer to I was singing in the choir Sunday morning and Sunday night, and I was okay. It was there, but I was okay. And then last night I cooked dinner for the first time in over a week. First time I've been able to do that. And on Sunday, on the way to church, I drove about 4 miles, which is huge. I haven't driven in over a month. So that was a big deal. And then yesterday, I decided to take the car out by myself. I wanted to challenge myself, so I took the car out by myself, and I drove past the 4 miles, and I drove about 7 miles to the second gas station. And I, obviously, since it was by myself, that was a roughly 15-mile round trip, and I did it. Now, granted, I talked to myself, and I used his techniques, and I made it. I came inside, I smiled, I looked at Josh, and I said, I did it. And he was excited for me, and tonight I'm going to try and drive to the end of our street, which is roughly 10 miles to the end, so maybe I can make it a little further, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can drive to my own appointments next week. That's my goal, because I have 2 appointments next week that I need to get to, and I didn't want to have to rely on anybody to drive me. So I'm going to try and work myself up to being able to drive myself to my appointments next week. So this book, Dare, what he tells you to do, obviously those who suffer with anxiety and with panic attacks, our whole thing is fear. We fear the symptoms. We fear the next panic attack. We fear everything. And, I personally, relying on scripture, and it says, for God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but power of love and a sound mind. And then you have the verse that says, be careful for nothing. You've got all these verses that tell you to think on these things. Think on whatsoever is pure, whatsoever things are lovely. All those things. But I was still fearing. And it's because the symptoms themselves, the racing heart, the flushing, the hot flashes, the sweating, the cold chills, all of it, the weak legs. My legs would turn to jello. As soon as panic attack starts coming on, I get the pins and needles and I'm going numb around my lips, and I'm going numb in my fingers and my legs and all of that. So the symptoms terrified me. And while, I was quoting scripture and I was trying and I was doing everything I knew to do, biblically speaking, to get it to work, it's like it just wouldn't click. The fear would not go away. And so the way he puts it in his book, it is not a Christian book. It does have a little bit of language in it that I've found so far. Not a fan of that, obviously. But the techniques, when placed with scripture, that I have found is working for me. His techniques are to get rid of the fear. Realize that it's uncomfortable, but not dangerous. It's kind of the same as Dr. Harry Berry, only their techniques differ slightly. But this technique of allowing and accepting the feelings, the more you accept them and allow them and realize, hey, they're not going to hurt me, the more you don't fear them, and then you get over that wave and it calms down and you're okay. And then the next wave hits and I accept and I allow these feelings. I accept and I allow these feelings. He talks about giving your anxiety a name, giving it a face, give it a funny little character voice, and give it the funniest little figure you can think, and, give it something funny to look at so that when it shows up again, you can go, oh, there you are. I knew you'd be joining me today. And expect your anxiety. Know that it's going to be there, but know that it's not going to hurt you. It may damage your pride a little bit if it gets out of, range in front of people, but, it's not going to hurt you. So that's something that helped me a lot with this book. And I encourage anybody that's got anxiety and panic to get this book and read it and put his techniques into practice. Use scripture, use prayer. All 3 of those things combined, plus the herbs I'm taking, I feel myself going uphill. Now there's probably going to be setbacks. I'm probably going to have a major panic attack sometime in the future as a setback. He said setbacks will happen. I'm expecting it. I know it'll happen. So I'm preparing myself to be ready. I am putting his techniques into practice to let me know when it comes, I can handle it. And it's just, I can tell a difference already between all 4 of those things combined. So if you have any questions for me, I would be happy to answer them. You can find the book Dare by Harry McDonough. Not Harry McDonough. Oh, good night. You can find the Dare book. It's called Dare, but his technique is called the Dare Response. So the book is called Dare by Barry McDonough. There, I did it right. Anyway, so that's all for this update. Just wanted to let y'all know how good my weekend was, and hopefully I keep pressing forward. So shoot me a message or, comment or let me know, but I strongly encourage y'all get this book. It has made a world of difference. And I will update y'all later when I have something new to update. Bye.